Test, test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test. Alright, so this whole Caltrain Lima thing is crazy. As you know, Caltrain recently electrified their main line, which took forever and a day, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Anyways, as a part of their electrification program, Caltrain bought new Stadler EMUs. These EMUs replaced Caltrain's older F40 locomotives and gallery cars. So like 40-year-old equipment. I mean, generations of people living in the Bay Area have been riding this equipment. And so everybody kind of wondered, what was Caltrain going to do with it? Like, are they going to go put it in a museum? Are they going to scrap it? Caltrain announced that the trains were going to Lima. Apparently, the municipality of Lima, Peru is planning to operate a commuter rail line between Lima and Chosica. So it was really cool because these trains would get a second life on a whole other continent, which is probably one of the best case scenarios for train enthusiasts and rail fans. So the first batch of trains were loaded up on a ship and shipped over to Lima. And when it got there was this whole ceremony, and Mayor Porky, Rafael Lopez Aliaga, they call him Porky, it's not me creating the name, gave a speech. And just know, when I'm playing this clip, this is YouTube auto dubbing. This is not me. This is actually the clip playing. And they're speaking Spanish, but it's auto dubbed to English for you guys.
The mayor of Lima, Rafael Lopez Aliaga, presented the trains and locomotives that he has brought after a donation obtained from the United States. The mayor indicated that they will seek to maintain the standards that these locomotives bring from the United States to provide better service to the inhabitants of Lima.
The people of Lima were looking at the trains and they were kind of like,
okay.
I mean, it's fair because the gallery cars are very old. It's a very old design. We're talking about like a 1950s design. And then the F40s look nice, or would look nice if they were actually covered when they were being shipped over. Yeah, so because they weren't covered, all that salt water and sea air really corroded the paint. And these trains were basically presented right after they got off the boat. So there wasn't really any time for them to dress them up a little bit. Also, people have pointed out that the actual tracks themselves are in terrible condition, and the fact that the right-of-way runs really close to housing. Like, we're talking about 10 feet away in most places, which unfortunately means a lot of low-income residents might be displaced. And there's a probability that more housing, cheaper housing, doesn't actually get built for them. This is a process called slum clearance. And I wouldn't put it past Porky because he is an alt-right politician, and some might even consider him a fascist. So who really knows what's going to happen? What I do know is that the train runs at grade for most of their route, meaning there's a lot of grade crossings. And these grade crossings are not protected in the American sense of what protected grade crossings look like. Even though our grade crossings look kind of funky sometimes, there's like no protection at all at their grade crossings. So in addition to the fact that these trains are running behind people's houses, like really close, and the fact that the track quality itself isn't the best, and now the fact that there isn't really that much protection for, average pedestrians or motorists, it's gonna have an effect on the track speed. That means that travel times might not be what people might expect. Do I think people are gonna use it? Yeah. If you look at the traffic in Lima, it's kind of crazy. It's actually kind of crazy. Even just like watching the videos of the train going by, there's just so much traffic on the streets. So I wouldn't doubt that people are actually going to use the service. And I know a lot of Peruvians are looking at these trains and they're like, these are garbage. They're just hand-me-downs, they're not what we expected. A lot of people in the US still travel on these trains every single day. There's Metra in Chicago, right? One of the largest commuter rails in the country still uses these exact trains. You have VRE and Virginia, and they still use these trains. You have, what's the one in Nashville? Right, you have a whole commuter rail, WeGo. You have 3 different commuter rails in the US that still use these exact trains. Yes, they're old. yes, we should probably move past them. Both Peru and America should probably not have these anymore. But it kind of puts a statement on both of our governments, the fact that investing in better infrastructure, especially for America, the fact that we can send this to another country and be like, hey, like, this is a quote unquote donation. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But the fact that we can say this is a donation and then they're going to be like, this is garbage, it's like, yeah, it's what I've been saying for years. It's like, why in America do we still operate gallery cars? These are 60-year-old designs. Why are we still operating them? But again, to the point that these trains are donations. Well, apparently the city of Lima has been saying that they're donations, right? But in official Caltrain documents, Caltrain is saying that the trains were sold. Again, this is another Spanish to English auto dub from YouTube. This is not me, so when I play this clip, just know that.
The alleged train donated by the mayor of Lima, Rafael Lopez Aliaga, to the Lima Chosica train project was not a donation, but a purchase. This was revealed by official documents from the US company C-Train, which confirmed that the transaction was a direct sale, contradicting the initial version of the Lima municipality. The Lima authorities presented the arrival of these cars as part of a strategic donation that would boost the mega railway project to Chosica. However, the documentation shows that there was indeed a payment involved. According to sources close to the scandal, the company's executives constantly used the term sale to refer to the shipment of the trains to Peru. And in February of this year, Caltrain publicly celebrated the compensation received for the sale of these locomotives to Lima. Furthermore, official Caltrain documents when decommissioning the trains indicated that they would be offered through a public call for sale, that is, their disposal was planned as a commercial transaction, not a philanthropic one.
And they could be saying that the trains were sold because, well, somebody has to pay for the actual shipping of the trains to Lima. So I think in that way, I think maybe the selling is in order to cover the shipping costs. And I think Lima and Mayor Porky, they're saying that the trains were donated because they bought them for less than what they would be sold at for scrap. So I think it's a mixture between a sell and also a donation, but I would really consider it a good deal, not a donation. They just got a really good deal on some trains. Like saying, oh, here's some trains, but all you have to do is just pay for the delivery. I think that's a good deal, and it makes more sense why they took the deal, especially when the infrastructure for the trains isn't quite ready yet. A lot of the stations haven't been built. Again, the right-of-way is single track and it's rough, so that kind of all makes sense. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of the deal. If you're from Peru, if you're from Lima, put it down in the comment section. I'm interested. See, this is why I say that, we need some more urbanists in South America and Africa and stuff like that, because, well, I find some of the content down there interesting. And, I can't really get any of that content because, well, nobody actually covers those two continents at all. And if there are people, there isn't a platform where they can get visibility to other audiences that would be interested. Anyway, subscribe to my main channel. I'm going to keep on regularly posting on this channel. This channel is my thoughts on news that's going around. My main channel is where my edited video essays are. So if you're interested in actual edited content, go check that out. Bye.